invitation is to share with you and further explain to you the new mechanism which Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire have instituted for the trading of cocoa in the two West African countries. As a background to this whole event, His Excellency the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his counterpart, His President Lansana Ouattara of Cote d'Ivoire in 2017 commissioned the Ghana COCOBOD and Lukanse de Café Cacao, that's our counterpart in Cote d'Ivoire, to strategize, among other things, to ensure that the incomes of our cocoa farmers for the two countries are improved. There have been several interactions and engagements which culminated in our meeting in Accra on the 11th and then the 12th of June 2019. The primary purpose of the Accra stakeholders meeting was to agree on a floor price which will bring the two countries closer to achieving the important mandate of the two presidents. An amount of $2,000 FOB, the equivalent of $2,700 CIF per ton, was agreed upon as a floor price of cocoa for the two countries. An amount of $2,600. I think that's what I said. $2,600. Oh, then let me. Sometimes maybe when I go a step forward is better. Yeah, an amount of $2,600 FOB price, which is the equivalent of $2,700 SIF, was set up in Accra as the floor price. And we then decided that we were to have further discussion with the industry players to find means of implementing this mechanism. That's a mechanism to implement the floor price. So a meeting was scheduled in Abidjan on the 3rd of July. And after a very extensive and exhaustive deliberation, we concluded that for Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire cocoa, the floor price FOB, that's a tenor market, should be $2,600. And for CIF, $2,700. Now, apart from this, we also agreed on a fixed, constant, extra value of $400 to be paid irrespective of the terminal market price. Now, the elements in all what I've said is that a stabilization fund will have to be established for the two countries. And any extra value above $3,000 CIF or $2,900 gross FOB of the achieved weighted average prices for that particular year will be placed into this stabilization account. And the purpose of this stabilization fund is to insulate, the producer price or the farmers, so that anytime the price fell below a critical value of $2,200 FOB, then the two countries will have to fall on the stabilization fund or accounts to be able to support our farmers. Now, between $2,600 and then $2,900, any amounts that accrue, the farmers are to benefit substantially, and arrangements are to be put in place to ensure that bonuses are paid to farmers from that amount. So we remain committed to the call by the President to ensure a better living condition for our farmers, and we shall not rest our oars after this feat. The further pursue other programs and initiate other programs as well for the benefit of our cocoa farmers and the sustainability of the industry. But let me also place on record here that the achievement of this floor price and all the other related matters come with some obligation on us as producers, that's Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. We are required to produce cocoa on a very sustainable manner or in a very responsibly manner. For instance, consumers want to know where their cocoa is coming from. And they also want to know that the cocoa that go into the chocolate which they consume are not related with any ethical issues. The issue of child labor, for example. They don't want to take chocolate which has any tainting of child labor. Neither do they want to eat chocolate, made up of cocoa coming from protected forests. Therefore, they are very much, also concerned about deforestation and child labor. Even the use of chemicals, prohibited chemicals. For instance, 2,4-D, which normally comes from the use of weedicides and may affect the health of consumers. All these are issues that they are concerned, and therefore you want to rely on the media, the press, to carry these concerns also to our farmers, for them to stay away from child labor in cocoa, and also to stay away from protected forests, what we call reserved forests. They should stay away from these, so that we always have that market which has now a clear understanding with us as producers to pay a floor price. Now, the implication of all what I've said is that, for example, last year we produced around 900,000 metric tons. So with the constant faced extra $400, that would have fetched this country $360 million. And this outside the terminal market. That's just by the fixed constant, we call it the living income differential. By just the late living income differential, this country would have received $360 million. And in a way, it is a form of redistributing income along the cocoa supply chain. We all know that those in the upper levels of the industry have been making huge profits. And at the lower level where our farmers belong, they've been taking unremunerative, prices. So we've come out with this floor mechanism to redistribute in a way. We know that it may not be, the overall or the final solution to the problem of the decent income for farmers, but this, we believe, is going to play a very important role in ensuring that our cocoa farmers in Ghana, in Cote d'Ivoire, get decent income, or decent living remuneration. So that is what has happened in Cote d'Ivoire, and is historic in the sense that for the first time, producers have, decided a price for the buyers to also take. So we are moving away from always remaining as the takers of prices. Thank you very much for your attention.